Nick Cannon is opening up about his conflicting emotions when it comes to his friend Sean Diddy Combs' legal troubles. On Monday, Cannon, 43, resurfaced a February episode of his Council Culture show in which he discussed the music mogul with Iyanla Vanzant. The recording was prior to Homeland Security investigations raiding two of Combs' homes in connection to alleged sex trafficking. I find difficulty when I'm asked about people that I know about. It was either The Breakfast Club, or Angela Yee or something, and they asked me about Puff. I answered it as honestly as I knew how to answer it, he said. I kind of said, I'm praying for Cassie. Ellipsis. This is someone who was hurt, who was victimized. Cannon added, I know these people. They're not just public figures to me, so I have to almost do this dance about when it comes up, because just as much as I know Diddy, I know Cassie. Cassie accused Diddy of rape, sex trafficking in a November civil suit. Combs' ex-girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, accused Combs of rape, sex trafficking and physical abuse in a civil suit filed in November. Combs and Cassie settled for an undisclosed amount a day later. After being lured into an ostentatious, fast-paced and drug-fueled lifestyle and a romantic relationship with her former boss Combs when she was 19, Cassie alleged in the lawsuit that Combs plied her with drugs and alcohol, physically abused her and took control of her life, ranging from her healthcare to her career opportunities. Combs also allegedly raped her in 2018 and forced Cassie into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male prostitutes who he hired and recorded their encounters. Ben Brafman, Combs' lawyer, said in a statement to USA Today following the settlement, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Ms. Ventura the best." Cannon added that even though he felt sympathy toward Cassie, it made him question, so what about Puff? "I don't know how to feel about that. When I was going through my stuff, someone that called, checked on me, stood by me, stood up for me, and I was like, what do I owe?" He continued, presumably referring to his anti-Semitic comments in 2020. Nick Cannon was fired from Viacom CBS amid anti-Semitic comments in 2020. In July 2020, Cannon had a controversial discussion on his Cannon's Class podcast with Richard Professor Griffin. During the discussion, Cannon promoted anti-Semitic conspiracy theories and praised Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. Viacom CBS immediately fired Cannon and condemned his remarks, saying it denounces all forms of anti-Semitism. Cannon initially refused to apologize and demanded ownership of his Viacom CBS-owned show Wild 'N Out. 2 days later, Cannon apologized on X, formerly Twitter. Cannon later began inviting rabbis and Jewish leaders onto the same radio show where he originally made the comments to have candid and educational conversations. Viacom CBS restored its contract with Cannon in February 2021 and the company announced the VH1 sketch comedy series Wild 'N Out would resume production with Cannon as host. Combs was quick to offer Cannon a job at Revolt after he was fired by Viacom CBS. At the time, the Bad Boy Entertainment owner was a chairman for the cable television network. He stepped down in November following 2 sexual assault lawsuits against him from Cassie and a woman named Joy Dickerson-Neal. He has since faced additional lawsuits with allegations including drug and sex trafficking. At Nick Cannon Come Home to at Revolt TV truly black-owned. "We got your back and love you and what you have done for the culture," Combs posted at the time. "We are for our people first. For us. By US. Let's go." Nick Cannon says H is going to reserve comment in the future regarding Diddy. Vanzant told Cannon he does not have to be Combs' publicist in order to maintain a relationship, to which he responded, "But as a friend, as a brother, I want to defend." "But that's not your job," Van Zandt said. "That's not my job," Cannon repeated. "So your advice to me is sometimes you just say, 'I reserve comment.'" So that goes back to what this is all about, healing in the public eye. As our brotherhood, he should NTB in the public. Contributing, Edward Seagarra, Annika Reed. If you or someone you know has experienced sexual violence, RAINN's National Sexual Assault Hotline offers free, confidential, 24/7 support to survivors and their loved ones in English and Spanish at 800 656 HOPE 4673 and hotline.rain.org and en español rain.org/s. If you are a victim of domestic violence, the National Domestic Violence Hotline, the hotline. .org allows you to speak confidentially with trained advocates online or by the phone, which they recommend for those who think their online activity is being monitored by their abuser, 800-799-7233. They can help survivors develop a plan to achieve safety for themselves and their children.